In step 10, we created relationships or links between tasks, and by default they were finish start tasks. In step 11, we looked at some of those finish start tasks and changed them to start to save some time. What I want to look at now are what they call leads and lags. Sometimes two tasks can't start at the same time, but we could overlap them. For example, in row 31 I have decorations, and it has a relationship, a finish start relationship, with row 30, which is flowers. If I click on decorations and I click the scroll to task button, I can see these two bars on my Gantt. If, for example, they can't exactly start at the same time, I might be able to save myself some time by creating an overlap or a lead between these two. How you could do this is either by double-clicking the arrow and working with the lag option here, or by typing directly in the predecessor column. Let's start by trying this lag box. First of all, to implement a lead, it has to be a negative value. So if I go minus 10% and OK, what I've created is a lead of 10%. And you can see it here in the predecessor column, which means that when this task, flowers, is nearly complete, i.e. it's 90% complete, then this task will begin. This is not very clear to see. Let's choose a bigger number. I'm going to double click that arrow again, and I'm going to change it to minus 25%. And OK. And now you can see when this is 3/4 the way through, this task will start. And this has saved myself a little bit of time. If I then double click the arrow again, I can take off the lead by putting 0 in this field here, and OK. What I prefer to do is I prefer to actually interact with the predecessor column. So this is when I'm going to press F2, and this is the only time that I specify a finish start relationship by typing FS. What I want to do is create a 50% lead between these two tasks. So I'll go minus 50%. And when I press enter, when this task above is 50% near completion, this task will begin. You don't only have to use percentages, you can use exact amounts. For example, if I press F2, I'll keep the minus, but I'll put 2 days. And then when this task, flowers in row 30, is 2 days off completion, decorations will begin as soon as I press enter. And so when this is nearly completed, 2 days left to go, this one will start. I'd like to put another lead in, and this is between setup equipment and decor. So I'm going to go to row 35. I can see that row 35 has a relationship with row 34, and it's a finished start. What I'd like to do is press F2, keep the finished start, but I'd like to put a minus 50% lead and save myself a little bit of time. And what you can see now is 50% through the completion of row 35, row 36 will begin, and that's a saving of roughly 1.25 days. You can also create leads between summary tasks, not just subtasks. So for example, what I'd like to do is I'd like to go to the task hire, which is in row 9. In row 9, I can see that hire, the summary task, has a relationship with row 5, which is selection, and it's a finish start relationship. Now I can't see the bars, and I like to see the bars when I'm doing this, so I'm going to click the scroll to task button, and now I can see the relationship between row 5 and row 9, this black arrow here. I'm going to add a lead, so I'll press F2, I'll enter finish start, and it's a minus 50% lead, and enter. And what I can see quite clearly here on my Gantt is when the task, the summary task selection, is 50% through, then the entire summary task hire will begin. The opposite of a lead is a lag, and this is the delay between two tasks. Sometimes, for example, if you send out submissions, you need to allow 2 weeks for them to reply. In this case, I'm going to go to row 14. And what I'd like to do is create a 2-day lag between these two tasks, a delay of 2 days. I'm going to first of all scroll to tasks so I can see the task clearly. And here are the two tasks here that I want to increase the 2-day lag between. So I'll press F2 to edit the 13. I'll put a finish start, and a lag is a plus. a lead is a minus, that causes an overlap, and a lag is an addition, so it's a plus. I could, for example, go 10 days, and if I press enter, there's a big 10-day lag between these two tasks. And that'll allow them to have a big break between alerting community and the press release. But I actually just want 2 days. So I'm going to press F2, and I'm going to take out the 10 and put 2. And when I press enter, I've got a 2-day lag between these two tasks. And that's step 12 in your 20 steps.